Battlefield 5 is dead. Like many of you, I woke up this morning to see a bevy of posts on Twitter, all with the same headlines: Battlefield 5 is dead, Battlefield 5 is finished, last content drop for Battlefield 5 in the summer. This is not something that I was expecting to hear this morning, and to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting an announcement like this until really this fall, but ever since I'd say around the 5.2 update with community games, I knew that this was only ever going to end this way. I didn't even really have any gameplay prepared, so in the background is going to be some footage that most of you have already seen before. It's a round from a competitive match that I still had on my hard drive, so I'm sorry. I hope that can suffice for now. But Battlefield 5 almost had this annoying resilience to it, which in some ways I respected, but the writing has been on the wall for so long now, and I think DICE have finally realized that it's not going to get any better, despite being given opportunity after opportunity by the community to try and steer this game back in the right direction. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that I have not held back in my criticism with this game. I have repeatedly said that I'm not a DICE friend or a game changer, and I have no reason to be with the way that they are treating this community. And looking back on everything that's happened, you can just see how massive of a train wreck this entire game has been. I mean, when you start talking about issues that this game has, and there are so many issues that you forget about some of the other issues until someone brings it up to you, that's kind of shocking. I mean, I've always forgotten that the people who bought the deluxe edition of Battlefield 5 got absolutely scammed until somebody brings it back up to me, just as an example. Anyways, I'm sure you've all watched every Battlefield 5 YouTuber's video today about the game discontinuing content after the summer, and if you haven't, let me summarize it for you right now. DICE is planning one more content update drop for the middle of summer. That content includes new challenges, weapons, cosmetics, and a new map that's currently codenamed Libya. And then they are going to stop making content, or at least that's what we believe. The writing is a little vague. I think their pride is preventing them from just coming out and saying it, but all signs point towards that conclusion. I would not be surprised if this content update in the summer will drop us all the weapons that are in the game files are currently in the game already. Weapons like the show shot, which, much to Danny on PC's dismay, has been locked in the single player and combined arms for what has seemed like an eternity now. I wouldn't be surprised if DICE essentially went, here's what we have, take it or leave it, now we're focusing on the next Battlefield title. Now for some, this is obviously going to be disappointing. I think deep down in our hearts there was a sliver of us that wanted this game to be successful, that small piece of us deep down inside that still loved Battlefield and held out to the very end that this game would be able to turn itself around. We held on to the nostalgia of past titles and we continued to have hope. For those people, it's going to be disappointing, and for others, I think they are viewing this as a mercy killing, which is kind of the way that I'm looking at it. You know, DICE has had their heads in a headlock for a long time now, and eventually you need to tap out before you pass out, and I think that's what's happening here. I just didn't expect this mercy killing to happen so soon. You know, I think for a lot of players there was always some piece of content in the future that people were looking forward to that kept players playing. I've had so many people come into my live stream chats and channel comments over the past year or so and tell me, I cannot wait for the Eastern Front DLC, or I cannot wait to storm the beaches of Normandy, or whatever those players were looking forward to. And some players did get their wish, at least in part, because even the Pacific was a horrendous disappointment once people took off their rose-colored new content glasses. And even I will admit, I thought the Pacific was a pretty good update until I returned home from my honeymoon with that update and changed my mind. But there was definitely a lot of players looking forward to historically significant content, since DICE littered the vanilla game with their quote-unquote untold stories of World War II, relive battles you don't give two craps about gimmick that I've hated that from the very minute this game was conceived. But now that there is going to be no future content, the players that were holding out for any kind of relevant historical DLC, they are probably going to start dropping the game like flies. I'll be making a video highlighting the life of Battlefield 5 at some point. That video will most likely be out sometime next week. Obviously, it's going to be a longer one, so I've got a lot of writing to do. Overall, especially for content creators, there is this overwhelming feeling of, well, what do we do now? The next Battlefield isn't going to come out until third quarter of 2021, and to be honest with you, I think that DICE was going to delay that to first quarter 2022, and believe me, Battlefield 6 needs all of the development time that it can get, because this franchise cannot survive another undercooked monstrosity like Battlefield 5, but there is now a lot of downtime, and depending on how strong the content is that they give us in the summer, that downtime for Battlefield players is going to be really very challenging. Now, I'm sure there are still going to be players who enjoy the game, which kudos to you. Players who might, pun intended, have Stockholm Syndrome, but there is no reason for anybody to be playing anymore. I'm sure other YouTubers are probably going to be making a few videos over the next couple days on what Battlefield 6 needs to do now that they know that Battlefield 5 is finished. It's a good thing that I already made that video earlier in the week. If you haven't watched it, go and give it a watch. You can click the card at the top right hand corner of your screen right now. But as for me, I'm going to round out my Battlefield 5 portfolio and then attempt to move on. Does this mean I'm going to quit Battlefield cold turkey? Of course not. This channel will always be centered around Battlefield, so don't go anywhere. But with my new PC coming in a few weeks, I think this is the perfect time for me to try and break away from the game and try and build an additional audience on a different game to you all, so that if I find myself in this position again, I'll have some place to go instead of being trapped on a bad Battlefield game. Playing this game at times has been very testing on my mental health, and I don't really want to experience this all again. I have a plan for what I want to be doing. I'll let you know about it when I brush out the final details. We are making a push for affiliate on Twitch. A lot of my future plans have that involved, I'll say that much, so make sure you follow me there, and like I said, I'll let you know the path forward when I can. Lastly, before I go today, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that has found my channel, watched my videos, and subscribed during the lifetime of Battlefield 5. Thank you for watching my content and my live streams. Thank you for leaving likes and comments, and thank you, most importantly, for being you. I am so proud of the Cat Pack and the small community that we have here. You have all become my second family, and I wouldn't have been able to bear this game for as long as I had if it weren't for you guys. I've been meeting so many of you over the past couple of weeks as well, especially over on Twitch in various chats and in-game lobbies as well. It's been interesting to say the least. I'll be live streaming here on YouTube at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so if you want to come on over and discuss all this with me in a live setting, what's happened today, while we play some games, you are more than welcome to. I hope to see you there. Well, that wraps up this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like on the video and share it around. Subscribe if you are new for more content. Turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. Join my Discord. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. If you are interested in becoming a channel member, you can click the join button and see what benefits work for you. And most importantly, thank you so much for watching. My name is Nick or Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.